And blue skies and sunshine out there, but heat, humidity and eventually thunderstorms are on the menu. I'll tell you more later in the programme.
It's all eyes to the south at the moment for a change that is on its way. This picture from Guernsey shows a bit of high cloud in the sky, a strengthening breeze, just the first sign of quite a big change in our weather. Now, what's to come over the next few days will not be extraordinary, certainly not unprecedented, but you will notice the change to something warmer and more humid by day and night. But with that, the chance for some thunderstorms. And I said all eyes to the south, where you can see this cloud gathering to the southwest of us, this lumpy cloud indicative of some big showers and thunderstorms just edging slowly northwards. Ahead of that, well, we will start to bring in a feed of much, much warmer and more humid air than we've been used to of late.
Hello there, a very good evening to you. Hope you had a lovely day, not a bad forecast. Tomorrow looking a little bit breezier, but sunny and warm. Great day for hanging out, any washing if you've got a garden. Into the weekend, things are turning increasingly warm and humid, and we do have the risk of thunderstorms on Saturday and Sunday. Still terrible news on the pollen front, I'm afraid. The grass pollen and the nettle pollen very high for the next few days. With the calm weather, it could come down a little bit if we get some rain on the weekend. That's it, I'll see you later. Cheerio.
And that's quite an image. It's going to get warmer and warmer, isn't it?
It certainly is. Love it or hate it. Many of us love it. Some of us really don't like the hot weather at all, but the temperatures are set to climb over the next few days. So with that, I think crucially, it's the humidity that's going to make it feel particularly uncomfortable overnight. But we've got a risk of some thunderstorms, which is not a bad thing. Of course, we don't want the thunder and lightning, but we want the rainfall for our parks and gardens. So I think on Saturday, they will be very well scattered. The apps are going to struggle with pinpointing exactly where these showers and thunderstorms are going to occur. That is difficult to pick the city and town, but it is going to be roughly in this area here. How hot? Pretty hot, warmer than average for this time of the year, maybe up to 30 degrees in one or two spots, but for most of us it'll be closer to the mid-20s. And remember, it's the humidity, and that's going to help the temperature from hanging around pretty high during the evening. So 10 p.m. on Saturday, if you're out and about, temperatures in some areas will still be close to about 20 degrees Celsius. Here's a snapshot of Sunday. The lightning bolts indicate the possibility of thundery showers in some parts of Western Britain. And again, a really warm day for many of us, mid-20s, maybe high 20s in one or two areas. As I say, love it or hate it, it is going to be turning warmer. Back to you.
And it's really starting to heat up, isn't it?
Yes, it sure is. Pollen bomb, heat health alert, thunderstorm warning. I'm going to talk about those later, and I'm not going to belittle those hazards. But to be honest, for many of us, actually, after what's been a pretty cool start to June, it's just lovely to have a bit of warmth out there and some blue sky and sunshine. The roses are looking pretty perky, aren't they? And maybe over the next few days we'll get a chance to get out of town and enjoy the countryside as well. There will be plenty of sunshine over the next few days, but the humidity is going to be rising, and that concoction will bring in increasing risk of some thunderstorms. It's going to get pretty hot, I think, particularly again to the west of London. Look at these blobs of blue. A chance of thunderstorms developing as we go through the second part of Saturday and Saturday night. Hence the warning from the Met Office. There could be some nasty storms later this weekend.
Details of that mysterious explosion we showed you just before the break. Have a look. It's actually a blast of lava erupting into the pitch-black crater of a volcano. The moment of fresh eruption started at the Kilauea volcano in Hawaii, caught by a live streaming camera. Amazing, isn't it? And this is the live picture from that camera right now. And you can see more clearly the lake of lava now filling the crater. Drama. Staying with the heat right now, and Alex is here.
Yes, probably not going to be as hot as a volcano over this coming weekend. But I did bring you news of our first heat health alert, which was issued yesterday of the year. That's actually now been updated to amber in a number of areas. Remember, it kicked into place at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning, all the way through to Monday. And you can see that many areas in the south have been upgraded to amber. And this is for health and social care services, because services could be impacted over the weekend with people suffering from respiratory problems, particularly for those who are elderly as well. So do bear that in mind as we head through, and we'll get more on the heat in the actual forecast. The one thing that we're also going to have to deal with, in fact, around 80 million people suffer from hay fever, and you may have noticed that grass pollen levels are very high at the moment. We're in fact getting 2 peaks a day, which is not great news. So let's see how all this happens. So when you wake up in the morning, the air is cool, so the pollen is near the surface of the ground. So when you're on your way to school or work, you actually interact with it. So that's why you need to take your tablets early in the morning. Now, as the sun starts to rise, the heat builds, warm air rises, it lifts the pollen particles into the air above our heads. So through the middle part of the day, it's not too bad. But then towards the end of the day, the sun sets and the air cools down. So what happens? The pollen particles fall down. So that's why when you're having a nice time in your garden in the evening, you start sneezing again. And that's because those pollen particles are peaking yet again. And they are going to peak twice more as we head through into tomorrow. Let's take a look at the grass pollen. As you can see, very high, if not high, across much of England and Wales, dropping to low or moderate across parts of Scotland, but high also for Northern Ireland as well. So there you have it. So much going on over the next few days. Worthwhile keeping a watchful eye on the forecast to keep ahead of those warnings.
Yeah, indeed. OK, Alex, thank you.